Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Panzerkampfwagen 38H735F. It's a Tier 2 German light tank. It's located on the north spawn of Abbey and it's under the command of sunshinebilly. And he's in a reduced numbers game because I'm afraid, yep, he's on the Australian server and they don't have a lot of players sometimes of the day. Okay, the game's started, but he's not pulled away yet. This tank is normally known as the Minnie Mouse because it's basically an up-armoured version of the Hotchkiss 39. The Germans captured 600 of these tanks after the fall of France, and of course naturally they put them into use for their own armed forces after up-armouring them to make sure that they had enough to protect the crews. Now it's a fairly rare tank in the game because there aren't many about. They took it out of the shop, the premium shop, because it was, well, a bit overpowered, you might say, for its tier. To say it's only tier 2, but it's got 40mm of armour all the way around. Now the gun is a 37mm French gun, which is capable of 40 alpha. And with the premium rounds it'll go through 64mm of armour, and with standard rounds it'll go through 41. Now remember, it plays at tier 2, but it also goes up against tier 1 tanks, and they have virtually no armour whatsoever. And it's very difficult for some of them to penetrate this tank, which is why it got the label the Minnie Mouse, because it's virtually impregnable to their shots. Although, if they use the APCR, and a lot of players do at this level, they might be able to get a lucky shot to pen through a weak spot, which is normally the turret. Now sunshinebilly's elected to stay behind and guard the cap area, whilst a group of his teammates go down the west side of the map, and only one is guarding the entrance to the river road. He's waiting for the enemy to come to him, basically. Well, enemy tanks have been spotted on the west side of the map. You can see that on the mini-map. And we've lost 2 tanks already, which is not so good. You sometimes get reduced number games on the EU server, but it's normally during the early hours of the morning when most people are asleep and they just don't have enough at certain tiers to make up the numbers. So it's not unheard of on the EU server, but it's much more likely that you'll come across this on some of the other servers, such as the Australian one. And on some servers they fill in the gaps with bots. And we'll just have a quick check to see, are there any bots in this game? Yes, there are lots, I'm afraid. All the tanks with semicolons, or I should say colons, not semicolons, against their name are bots. And basically there's only 2 real players left alive on sunshinebilly's team. If we look at the enemy team at the moment, they've got a few more live players alive. They've got 5. And there's an enemy tank. It's a Hotchkiss 35. First shot goes through. The reload for this tank is fairly quick. It's only a 2-second reload. Oh, he decided to just go to charge after the enemy. And he's easily getting through the armour because he is using premium ammo. And he's going after the Hotchkiss. He's got slightly tougher armour. It's basically the similar tank, very similar. But he's easily penetrating the rear armour of that H35. And he's going to go down the next shot. And he does. Now you can fire standard ammunition at that LOL tractor. There's only 4 left on his team, including one Arty, but I don't think that Arty's going to last very long. Schutzpanzer Mark 6E. And he's about to die, I think. Yep. In fact, there's the tank. It's an M2 light. He's still firing premium ammo. He doesn't really need to use premium. This tank is a bit of a seal clubber, you might say, which is one of the reasons why Wargaming took it out of the shop, because it was just too unfair to some of the new players that they had coming into the game, that they would come up against something like this, which would tear them to shreds in no time at all. So he's sitting here waiting for the enemy to come to him. And it's an M2 light again. Same one. And yes, he's easily getting through the armor on that guy. The M2 light tried firing his machine gun, but got no penetrations whatsoever. And a Fiat 3000's turned up. That's a tier 1 Italian. Or is it? No, it's a tier 2 Italian. No, tier 1. It is tier 1. I thought for a second that was a 2. My eyesight is getting a bit dodgy. And there goes the Fiat. So he's got 2 kills now, and he's one of only 2 left on his team. The other one being a T1 who's at the other end of the map. I don't think he'll stay alive for very much longer, because he seems to be going after the enemy tanks. And yes, he's died. He's in the village, and now, well, now we can see that Sunshine Billy is on for a collar ban off, but he's got to kill an awful lot of enemy tanks to get it. Going for a T45 first. Oh, he set light to him, and he's gone. So T45 burned to death. And now he's just going to take these tanks on as they come to the cap, using the bush mechanic. He's run out of premium ammo now, so he's just using standard ammo. In fact, you only need to carry a few rounds of APCR in this tank. Most of the standard AP is more than enough to do the job. He's actually even carrying 10 rounds of HE. Mind you, the HE rounds don't have a lot of penetration. They'll only go through 18mm of armour. But he kills the M2 lights. That's 4 kills he's got. Go out to the LOL tractor. And that's another kill. 5 kills now. 1 more to get the top gun. Yeah, that MS is very difficult to kill because because of the ridgeline, he's only showing the top of the turret. T1's come closer, and he just took a round from the enemy Arty, the Su-18, and the T1's coming in close, and it's going to make it easier for us to get kills on this one, and that's the top gun. Now this is tier 2, so he can't get a Radley Walters or a Paul's medal, even though there's enough enemies out there to do that. But there's enough enemies there to get a collar ban off for sure. Yeah, he's just literally ripping these guys to shreds. He's also using the terrain well as well. They can't really get shots on him. And even if they do fire at him, they're missing. Oh! The Su-18 landed an HE round on him. And potentially that's given him a steel wall as well, if he survives the battle. Yeah, he's decided to live dangerously, and he's charging after the MS. And he's easily going to take this guy out. I almost feel sorry for that MS because, yeah, he hasn't got the armour to stand up to this gun. Yep, that's the Arty trying to get him, the Su-18. Now it's going to be difficult for that T1. He either has to try and run away or hope that he can fire at a distance, because otherwise he's going to get shredded just as his teammate in the other T1 did. In the meanwhile, Sunshine Billy is trying to dodge the Arty rounds that are coming in, and they're the best chance for them to kill him is the Arty rounds. Because of course HE does not respect the armour, it just rattles the thing to pieces. It's a very slow little light tank, this one, because it's got so much armour on top of it. And oh dear, that's a booster tanky 2. BT2 to you. And that's his 9th kill. Oh, 10th kill. Yes, there's the SU-18. He got very close. And he did get some damage. I'm amazed that he bounced that round off the side of the turret. But he's about to fire again. Oh, no, didn't get a chance. And the medium one even bounced around off the rear of the Minnie Mouse. Oh, this is a massacre. He's got 10 kills now. Is he actually going to kill all the tanks on the enemy team? All of them? Not just one, not just two, not just three. He's going to kill the lot of them. He won't be able to get a Rossini Heroes medal because there's not enough enemy tanks for him to do that. He'd need 14 kills to get that. But there's only 2 enemy tanks left. He's got 10 kills, so he could get 12. And there's the 11th. And there's the T1. He just needs to kill this guy to win the game. And he does it! And that is a Nathan's medal as well as a Kolobanov. So what a game there for Sunshine Billy in the Panzerkampfwagen 3873H735F. What a long name it is. The Minnie Mouse. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And here's the end of battle results, and it's a truly amazing little tank for Sunshine Billy because he managed to get an ace tanker, and it's not the first time he's had one in this little tank. He also got an arsonist because he set light to that T45 and watched him burn to death. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. And a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. Followed by a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 12 in total. He got a Nathan's medal. He killed all the enemy light tanks in that battle. At least 3 in the course of the battle. In fact, most of the enemy tanks he hit were light tanks, with the exception of the SU-18 and that big medium one, which were, well, an Arty and a medium tank, respectively. He got a Kolobanov medal, the medal that everyone would like to get, for killing at least 5 enemy tanks alone. And in fact, actually, in this one, he killed 12 enemy tanks, all on his own. He got all the kills on his team. Got a cool-headed for blocking 10 shots from the enemy, 10 ricochets, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage, and a shot top gun for getting at least 6 kills. But unfortunately, there's no medal, I'm afraid. There's no Pools medal or Radley Waters at this level because it's tier 2. Only get that at tier 5 and above. But look at the win rate for this game, 31,736. That is enormous. That's a huge win rate from this game. But I suppose it reflects the fact that he did get all the kills on his team. And it also shows you why this tank was not put back into the shop. Because really they don't want people going around killing all the noobs in a tank that's virtually impregnable. Well, it wasn't totally impregnable. The Arty did manage to penetrate him. And the medium one might have been able to get around into him if he'd used the APCR and hit him in the right spot. But most of the enemy tanks didn't know where to hit him to actually get the penetration. Even though some of them actually did have the means to do it. But they just fired auto aim at him and they just couldn't get through the armour. Let's have a look at team score. Well, there you go. You see that 12 kills, and there was only 5 players on his team who were live players. He was the one who got all of the kills in that game. 2,420 hit points of damage. The next high scorer was the M2 medium on the enemy team. He also got a top gun and 1,730 hit points. And the next high score after that was the BT2, who managed to flip himself over. He got 675 hit points before he died. When it came to kills, as I said, we've got Sunshine Billy with 12 kills. The M2 Light got 8 kills. And after that, it was the BT2 with 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, Sunshine Billy managed to get 1,878. And the M2 Light on the enemy team, 617. He was the next high scorer, followed by the T2 Light on his own team with 255. He fired 92 rounds in that game, got 74 direct hits and 65 penetrations. Damage of 2,420 hit points, all of it at close range. 50 hits received from the enemy, only 7 of which actually penetrated, 41 non-penetrations, and 7 hits by way of splash damage. He blocked damage of 504 hit points in total. Didn't get that steel wall though, unfortunately. Wasn't over 1,000 hit points in total blocked damage. 4 enemy vehicles were spotted, 12 enemy vehicles were damaged and 12 killed, and he got 20 defense points by resetting the cap. On a premium count, he earned 36,854 credits from the game, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and he did fire a lot of premium ammo in that game if you remember, right at the start. He didn't need to, he could have fired just standard ammo, but he still made a profit because he was on a premium account, and 3,805 credits were taken away. 2,817 XP for the game, times 2 for the first victory, 5,634 for holding ops, 1,972 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 13,240 experience points altogether. So yes, I suppose the Minnie Mouse, it's a fun tank to play if you've got one, but so few people actually do have one. And the other problem, of course, is that even if you do have one, if you take it out, you're going to be going up against players who are brand new to the game, who are playing around in their tank for the first time, may not know where to shoot to actually penetrate the Minnie Mouse, because really the only places that are effective are to hit the engine deck or to aim at the turret, and normally you'll get through either of those. In fact, actually you saw how he actually took on the enemy Hotchkiss, the H-35 in that game. He actually went behind him and started shooting into his engine deck, and then he got easy penetrations on the vehicle. So these tanks can be killed, they just need to hit them in the right place or with the right ammunition, either with APCR or with HE from an Arty. So I hope you enjoyed that replay, and if you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.